good safe fire lamp. Hail the Helliots, gold cell 4 lump, haul they, awed, where they're on the skyfold high, tramp, addy, per ye come doom, dumb in doom, doonstroom, yea soon, priest tomes, fully home, to whom, to ha. Saints and sogs, cabs and cobs, kings and carls, tents and taunts. 'Tis gone in far over, so for now daylish, poor day, to transfixation, feist of tabernacles, scanopedia come, shamwork, be now shining, and let every Chris couple be so cross-complementary little eggons, Yule can milk in a far bigger pan cosmos, with a hotty ham yum all round, good's truce. Yet is nobody present here which was not there before, only is order authored, naught is nulled, fuit fiat. Lo, the Lord of Lawrence now orializing benedictively when Sate and Sage have said their say. A space of caliptrus, gloom, involucral minds, the Parananthian amenta, fungol gaseous, musca felicial, gramino palmula, plantion, of increasing liverous, feel full, thinker melinx, luxuriating every whence with the soever, among skull hollows and charnel cysts of a weed waste wold weevilled, when Ralph the retriever ranges to Jaw Road his nuts knuckles, and here the earth lies, one gulp down of the nauseous foray, breakfasts, oboe boom around, and you're as paint and spick-span as a rainbow. Read the bowl to rid the bowel. No roncour, no rank heat, sir. A mess in amulium, chlorid cup. Health, Chelsea, and necessity arrive, licky-puggers, in a poke. The vulgar of the fright fools is olympically up to mominous. There is bound to be a loving day for mirages in the open. Mernan and Aveling are undertaken to bury that orchard, provided that you got to make good that bridge suit seamer. You're going to Holm, Port Holm, Toiler Master. You yet must get up to kill, none particular. You still stand by and do as hit, private, while for yows, Jasminia Aruna, and all your likers. Affinitively, must it be by you elected? If monogines, his or hers, deander the tubers limbosum, and nectarial, owned or grace hypha, ethel or bonding, mopsus or gracchus, all your horridities, with incessant lament be coming back from the anon wish-wash whose armour Pierre Lodge, Doon of the Drums, blanches bountifully, a night's head made up, every article lathering, leaving several rinsings. So as each rinse results with a dapperant roll, cuffs for meek, and chokers for chic and a kink in the pacts for Namby. Forbear, forbear, for naught that is has been. In mourn is loaned, themes of times, and habit reverence, to flame in you ardor, vigour, forders order. Since ancient was our living is impossible to be. Delivered as Kaffirs and culls, and once again overalls, the fittest survivor lives, that blood, aeon, and storage can make them, witches all claims, clean, Wenas clips, close, and the Manor Miller clipper clappers, knocks doze. Fensense, fonsense, a warn, tuck up those wide shorts, the pink of the busket for sheer give, peeps, stand up to hardware, and step into style. If you soil may, poet, goet me preaves, for Newman Gnome, set a marge to the merge of unnotions. Ignitions, one's a game. What has gone, how it ends. Begin to forget it. It will remember itself from every side with all gestures. In each our word, today's truth, tomorrow's trend. Forget, remember. Have we cherished expectations? Are we for liberty of perusiveness? Why, after, what, for, where? A plain planned Lithyism assemblements, Ebelania's conglomerate horde, by dim deity diva. Forget. Our whole mole, mill-wheeling, visocyclometer, a tetramational gazebo crodon, the Mamaluja, known to every schoolboy scandaler, be he Matty, Marky, Lucky, or Jonadonk, autokinetically pre-provided with a clapper coupling smelting works ex-progressive process. For the farmer, his son, and their homely codes, known as egg burst, egg blend, egg burial, and hatch as hatch can, receives through a portal vein the dialectically separated elements of precedent decomposition for the very pet purpose of subsequent recombination, so that the eroticisms, catastrophes, and eccentricities transmitted by the ancient legacy of the past, type by tope, litter from litter, word at word, with sentence of Sundance, since the days of Pliny and column sellers with Giantia, Provence and Margaret, swayed over the all too ghoulish, the illyrical innumantic in our muttered nation, all anatomically assimilated and identified paridiotically, in fact the same old game bold atomic structure of our Phineas the Old One, as highly charged with electrons as hop hazards can affect of it, may be there for it, coccalua lua luminous. When cup, platter, and pot come piping hot, as sure as herself pits hen to paper, and describing scrawled odd eggs. Dear, and we go on to dirt dump Reverend, may we add Majesty. Well, we have frankly enjoyed more than anything these secret workings of nature's. Thanks ever for it, we humbly pray, and well, was really so denighted of this light's time. Muck swats which bring up about wreckers, they will come to no good. Yon clouds will soon disappear, looking forwards at a fine day. the Honourable Master Simon, they should be first born, like he was with a two-hangled warpen, and it was between Williamstown and the Merron Aylesbury on the top of the long car, as merrily as we rolled along. We think of him looking at us, yet as if to pass away in a cloud. When he woke up in a sweat beside us, it was to pardon him, Goldilocks, me having an earth, but he daydreams we have a lovely face for the pantomime. Back we were by the jerk of a beanstalk, backed in Palladays, last on the brinks of the Wobblish, the man would never put a dram in the swags, but milk from a national cows. That was the prick of the spindle, to me, that gave me the keys to dreamland. Sneakers in the grasp, keep off. If we were to tick off all the Kaffir's head, whispers for his accommodation, the me cause, namely, and the bacon what harm butter, it's margarine oil, thin. Strictly it is forbidden by the honorary 10th commandment, to shall not bear false witness against the neighbour's wiles. What those slimes up in the cavern door around you, keening, the lies is coming out on them frecklefully. Had the shames to suggest, can we ever? Never. So may the low forget him their trespasses against Molloyd O'Reilly, that huggled Betty Fan, now about to get up, the heartiest at Coolock ever. A naught Irishman, called Ervigsen by his first mate. May all similar doubters of our old hame story have that fancied widming. For a pipe of twist or a slang of Hibernia metal, we could let out and by jings someone would make a carpus of somebody with the greatest of pleasure by private shootings, and in contravention to the constancy of chemical combinations, not enough of the slatters of him left for the Peter the Pecker to make their thrice severalty filth of a man out of. Good wheat, how deleterious for the 3 Sulvans of Dulcie. And what does self-price get through Paris of Monachina? Sugars of lead for the chlorous ashpots. Peace, he possessing from a child of highest valency for our privileged beholdings, ever complete, hairy of chest. Hamps and eye-bags, in pursuance of sales ladies, affectionate company, his real devotes, wriggling reptiles, take notice, whereas we exist all such sprinkling slinks. They are prostituting the whole time, neverwithstanding we simply agree with the committee of amusants, or could above bring under same notice for to be able to be seen. About that Roganel Hun, and his knowing the size of an egg cup, first he was sculpsman at one time, and then Clunes fired him through guff, besage about sausages, stood to his sticks, shows with these hiccups of tea tables, the old firm's fat spitters are most eatenly appreciated by metropolitans, while we should like to drag attention to our Walksman's come sensation act, the magnets of our midst being foisted upon by our plethora of parachutes. Did Speece permit the bad example of setting before the military, to the best of our belief in the earliest wish of the one in mind was the mitigation of the king's evils? And how he stared up the step after it's the power of the gate, his giant stand of man unknown, no Brad wishy-washy, worthy wanted neither. Once you are ballad-proof, You are unperceivable to Haley, Icy, and Missile throws. Order now before we reach Rugger's Rush, as we now must close, hoping to St. Lawrence, all in the best. Moral. Mrs. Storrs Humphreys, so you're expecting trouble. Pawned ups for the domestic service questioned. Mr. Storrs Humphreys, just as there is good and even, Livia. My cheek is a complete blink, plum, meaning 1, 2, 4 fingers up the hind toes of Heisers. Whereupon our best again to 111 plus 1,001 other blessings will now conclude those epistles to your greatest kindest. Well, for all the trouble we took, we are all at home in old Fintona. Thank Danis, for our self-sake, that direst of house bonds, will be true unto love's send, so long as we had a pocketful of brass. Impossible to remember persons and improbable to forget position places. Who would pillow his head off to conjure up a well particularly mean stinker like fun make called Foon McCrawl brothers, mystery man of the pork martyrs, Forcing Giddards, Timothy and Lorcan, the bucket toolers, both are Timpsons, now they've changed their characters during their blackout. Conan Boyles will punch the day lives out through him, if they are correctly informed. Music, me old Stroud plays, we'll have a brand rehearsal. Thing, one must simply laugh. Thing him engaging. Good licks, well this ought to make him up. He'll want all his fury, gut murderers to redress him. Gilly in the gap, the big bad old Sprowley all uttering foon, has now stuffed last pudding. His funeral will sneak police by creeps. O'clock Tuesday, King and Wilcon men. Also brew beer, Penn's picture at Mancham House, Horse Garden shown in Morning Post, as from Boston Transcript. Femels will, as from 28 to 12, to hear that love-laid parson, of case of a boy gentle male, pour forth her miracles. Don't forget the grand funeral will now shortly occur. Remember, the remains must be removed before 8 hours sharp. With earnestly conceived hopes, so help us to witness to this day, to hand in sleep, form of Mayor's Day Z, most duty oused. Well, here's lettering you, everyone honestly. Attent other clerical fans, alleged herewith. I wish I was to be that dumb tyke, and he'd wish it was me yonther here. How about it? The sweetest song in the world. Our shape was a juvenile being much admired from the first, with native copper locks. Referring to the married woman's impropriety act, a corresponding paints out that the sweet auburn vogue is hanging down straight fitting to her innocent eyes. Oh, Felicia's cool pose. If all the Macrawls would only handle Virgils like Arms Works Limited, that's Hansels for Gürtels, never mind Mickelman's chatters instead. The cads with the Pope's wife, Lily Kinsella, who became the wife of Mr. Snickers for her good name in the hands of the kissing solicitor, will now engage in attention. Just a pinch for tonight. Pale bellies are a mild cure. Back and streaky, 9 pace. The thick of Bully's Acre was got up by Sully, the Boot Lane Brigade, and she had a certain medicine brought her, a licensed victualler's bottle. Shame, thrice shame. We are advised the Waxy is at the present in the Sweeps Hospital, and that she may never come out. Only look through your leather box one day, with PCQ about 432, or at 8 and 22.5, with the court of sessions masters and clerk and the bevy hum of Marie reparatrice for our good all around, shrimp powder herricks purge, full view, to be surprised to see under the grand piano lily on the sofa, and a lady, puling a low, and then he'd begin to jump a little bit to find out what goes on when love walks in besides the solicitor's business by kissing and looking into a mirror. Then we were treated not very grand when the police and everybody is all bowling to us when we go out in all directions on Wanterlond Road with my Cuberola's glide, and personally speaking, they can make their bow to my else, as Hilary Allen sang to the open nine-nighters, item, we never were chained to a chair, and bite 'em, no widow or whethersoever followed us about with a fork on yon skilling day. Meet a great civilian, proud lives to him, who is gentle as a mushroom and very affectable, when he always sits for nest us, for his wet while to all whom it may concern. Sully is a thug, from all he drunk through, he is a rattling fine bootmaker in his profession. Would we were hereafter to lodge our complaint on Sergeant Lavassetti, in consequence of which, in such steps taken, his health would be constantly broken into potter's pants, which would be a change of his life by a null Welshian which has been oxbelled out of Christianity. Well, our talks are coming to be resumed by more polite conversation with a hunted person human over the natural bestness of pleasure after his good few mugs of humbledom and shag, while for whoever likes that uroginal pan of cakes, one apiece it is thanks beloved to Adam, one former first, fin latter, and a grocer's churcher, as per Griffith's variations for his beautiful Cosmes parcel. Well, we simply like their dumb checks, dem cheeks, the Radgaries, wagging here about around the rhythms, in me amphibed, and he being as bothered that he plausibly could by the fault of Humpty Damp. Certified reformed peoples we may add to this stage, or probably saying to quite agreeable deef. Here gives your answer, pigs and scuts. Hence we've lived in two worlds. Here's another he what he stays under the himp of health. The here-waker of our hame fame is his real name same, who will get himself up and erect, confident and heroic, when but young as of old, for my daily confessional, a wee one woos. Alma Luva Paula Bella. P.S. Soldier roller sweetheart. And she's about fretted up now with nunsery reams, and rigs out in regal rooms with the ritzies, rags, warns out, but she's still her decuman amber too.